chances are about a 99 percentile. I don't give a damn what you think. And that's the reality of it. I ain't talking about you in particular, but when I start something, it's a reason I don't tell people, because I know how broke people are. I know how poor people are. Why would I tell you something and I know you gonna shoot it down? You ain't got no knowledge on this. You ain't got no dog in this fight. I don't need to tell you nothing. You don't have the right to know what I'm doing, because anytime I bring it up to you, you just gonna stop me from doing it, and that ain't beneficial to nobody. Who I tell you I work for? I work for a pregnant woman named Melissa and the baby that she's carrying. I don't work for nobody else.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build the game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always say with me is the Aaron Mack. And we're back once again in the lab at 4:33. Just turned 4:33. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. Alrighty, Mac, how have you been, sir?
I've been good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good, man. Just been chilling, before we got started, we talked about it a little bit, but just had a funeral this weekend, last weekend, whatever you want to call it. Buried my grandma. Her health was deteriorating. She had dementia, and it got in the worst stages. She got put on hospice, and crazy enough, like when people get put in those conditions or whatever, it's like a uphill battle. Like, it's a miracle if they get better, but if they don't, you kind of just you go with it. You don't really want to see them suffering, but like it happens.
Yeah.
Luckily she got to see everybody came to visit her. She saw me, she saw my younger brother, she got to saw my older brother, and kind of like in the week, she passed, but like she got to that last hooray, she got to have that. Like, it wasn't, kind of sudden. It was just she eased into it,
Yeah.
So yeah. That's
Yeah,
about
man.
it.
Sorry for your loss, man. Was all
Appreciate
that going on during um that weekend that Bishop had that thing at his house?
I believe so, because I
Oh,
remember
okay.
I went to work. Me and Slava was talking about it. Uh, and then that Friday, no, I started Friday. It was Saturday. Saturday, I got the call. Mom telling me that she was on hospice. Um, she wanted me to come over there so she could see me and whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
That
And
makes
then
sense.
that following week before I got to that Friday, she had passed. So Saturday she passed. I think it was like Monday.
Mm.
Yeah, because I took off that Sunday to go see her. Past Monday or Tuesday or something. And then we had the funeral on that Friday. So that weekend was all kind
We just all assumed that you you ain't come around because of beef.
of. Nah. Cause I seen the invitation, but I didn't read it because all that stuff was going on. So I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hopefully
It
it's on
happens.
the. Yeah.
It happens.
But
Well, all right, man. You had a topic that you wanted to get into. You said that you finally watched the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, into the Spider-Verse. So,
across the
tell
Spider
us
Verse, that's the
across the
second one.
Spider-Verse. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
second one.
Tell us about that.
It's a real good watch. For all you Marvel fans out there, for all you Spider-Man fans in general, it's a really good one. It's jam packed with diversity. The color palette is just crazy. The art styles, the many different, you know, Spider-Mans and Spider-Womans. It's really good. Uh, they really took their time to uh first do their homework on the different uh backgrounds of the Spider-Mans and like the places where their universes take place. Like there's a Indian Spider-Man, there's a Spider-Man that's, wearing her hijab, sorry for the little spoilers, but like it's real diverse and it
That's not necessarily a spoiler. Those in the comic books. They've been out for years.
well, true. Uh so it's a little tiny spoiler. Uh but yeah, it's they really did their homework and they really did a good job portraying uh many different topics. Uh, both motivational, both kind of uh, a touch of life. Um, one of the many ones we talked about one before, but the one that stood out the most to me is like we can do literally we write our own story, and for some reason we always sell ourselves short, and we write our story similar to the next person beside us, right? It's like we're copying off of somebody else's work, but like we're not putting our own into it. It's like 80% somebody else's words and maybe 20%, us, our true self. And we pass that on to our kids. We make role models that have nothing, or we tack on to role models that have nothing to do with our true self. It's usually something generic. It's usually some guy that's working a cubicle or something. It's never, like we said before, it's never dealing with like arts or talents or something that
Passion.
deals with, yeah, something that deals with passion or creativity. It's always something, be a cop, be a lawyer, be a doctor,
Find a
something.
job.
Yes, do the 9 to
Don't
5.
make it deeper than it actually is, Mark. It's literally don't follow your passion right now because that's uncomfortable and it don't make no money. Go find you a job. Go find you a real job that pay you money. That's what you're talking about right now.
Right.
But go ahead.
And it's crazy because like the way the story goes, like the main character, whatever, he's like talking about all his dreams, big dreams, and the folks around him just they don't understand. Like because it never happened to them, they see it as impossible. Like even say I went up to my parents and I told them I want to be a professional sax player or a quantum physics something where I'm following my dreams, I'm doing my passion, and because they know nothing about it, they're going at it like, well, you sure you want to do that? You can live a nice, secure, safe life if you just, get a job, work a 9 to 5, and go up the corporate ladder. Like, I understand you have big dreams and all this other stuff, but it doesn't sound, feasible. It sounds like you're gonna be doing a lot, but not really moving anywhere. You feel me?
The sound of everybody in our community having a conversation with with their parents and or significant others who get shot down because they want to do something different. That's literally what you just explained right there. I've had that conversation with my mom. Is the reason why I don't talk much about what I'm trying to do. I just rather show you the results of what came afterwards. Like when it came time to me write the book, the only person who knew was anybody who was involved in Ascension Media. It was literally the only people who knew. Everybody else was out in the dark about it. I won't out here talking about how I was planning on doing it, how I was trying to do it. Like it was literally I did it and it was done. And not only did I do it once, I did it twice. The first book I wrote 90,000 words and didn't even release the Joker. So like I went back and wrote another one, and everybody was still looking at the one that I didn't release, and it was like, oh, well, damn. Like people were looking at it, it was like because like it was folks asking about the 90,000 joint, and they was like, you released that book yet? You released that book yet? Because I had people reading it or whatnot. I had people doing the little beta reader joint because when I handed it out to y'all to give me your feedback on it, I handed it to some other folks and they was reading it too. And like folks kept talking about it. It was like part of the conversation. And then I released a different book. And then it was like, oh shit, this dude's serious. So then they was like, all right, we don't have no choice but to believe him. But I was trying to loop that around to a point as to why I was saying that, but I kind of lost it. Talking about myself again.
It's good to talk about yourself because that's the prime reason I brought that topic. Not too many people can sit there and have that type of conversation with other people about themselves. Like people are so quick to put themselves down that like they don't. It's like they don't have confidence. They not a lick of it. Like they can't sit there and talk up themselves about their accomplishments. They can talk about their talents. They have something, in the bag that they can do really well, but they can't say, "Oh, I did this with my talent. I did this with my passion. I started a bakery. I started a photography jank out of my room. Like I did up my room to where people come in and I just sit there and take pictures of them. Like and it's so simple. Like we see that. Like there's a dude that I went to college with. Like we went to go see we went to his house like one time or something, and like his room, he literally has like one little spot for like his bed or whatever, and the rest is just the backdrops. He got the lights up. He got the tripod for where the camera goes and whatnot. And I'm like, this is a start. Like he I think he still does today. I think he still does professional. I think he on the road.
Hope so.
Yeah, but like
you put that much dedication into something and then stop it, man. It just don't make no sense.
Facts. And it's like we don't have that go getter mentality, that go for gold mentality. And a lot of people they sell themselves short on it. Like you can do it. It don't take nothing but like you can all right, get you a 9 to 5. Work at a job. You ain't gotta buy all the pieces right then and there, but buy a piece here, piece there, and then work your way up to where you can just phase out your job and do your passion full time. But like people ain't seeing that for some reason, and I don't understand.
It's the thing that speaks to me during all of this is like we live in we are in an environment where it isn't talked about. And we kind of discussed this on a previous episode as well, but as it pertains to the people who are talking about it aren't spending time in the environments that we're in. And those people who are talking about these things, they spend a great amount of time separating themselves from the environment that we're in. And I know that because being in the environment that I'm in, I spend a great deal of time separating myself from the environment that we're in, so I can make it to the environment that they're in. So, with that being said, with the environments, because like blue collar poor people, they willing to accept anybody and everybody into their culture, and nobody is none the wiser. But people of a higher status, they understand that I had to be really conscious of the energy that is placed into my world. So if I am to be successful, then I need to hang around successful people. I can't hang around with somebody like AJ who is working at a fulfillment center, moving boxes all day and babysitting grown ass men and women because we not on the same level. So one of the reasons why we don't like to answer that question is like one of the reasons, the biggest reason is that we don't see an example of it. It's not in front of us. Like we don't there's a middle ground that we fail to see, and we don't know how to link our current day-to-day life to where the success ends or where the success starts, if that makes any sense. So it's like, yeah, you're telling me that I can do everything that I want to do in the world, but I don't know how to move from bare bones, clocking in day to day. You just started with one of the things that people need to do, and that's put stuff to the side, sacrifice, and invest in your future, and do a little by little. You just said one of them, but people don't understand how to move from one location to another. Like they see the destination, but it's like everything in between is like the dark road. They don't know how to get to the next street light. They don't know how to get there. It's like I don't know. I can't see the road. I don't know where to go. Like so, yeah.
So that's interesting you said that. All right, so I watched something recently and it was about a paradox. I forget the name of the paradox, but it's basically like uh time is irrelevant. Uh
Yeah.
time is basically on a set loop and it's infinite.
Hmm.
So and I'm not saying this for you to just like, you know, take your time with doing it. By all means, whatever start you have to get into your passion to get there, do it. But like it's all like you said, steps. So to get to one light, from one light to another light, right? Another light pole to another light pole, you got to go half the distance. Just think about half the distance. Once you get to half the distance, you got another half of that distance to get to that light. And it just continues and continues and continues. But that half distance gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It gets easier. The journey gets easier as you get closer to your goal. And it
Hmm.
all it starts out is half. I just got to make it halfway, and then I just got to do that again, and then I do that again, and I continue to do that. I continue to
Well,
grow.
what about one foot in front of the other?
That
Because
too.
one step at a time. It's like in order to do this, I had to take a step. In order
Hmm.
to finish it, I had to take another step. And then if I keep stepping, then eventually I get there.
Exactly. But people, guess they trip along the way, or someone comes and shakes their motivation towards whatever that is, and they fall hard, and they don't want to get back up. But I'm just like, you, something in you made you want to start this, something in you
Hmm.
made you feel a certain type of way that you wanted to change, you wanted to see a difference, but yet because of one hiccup, someone got in your head, and you all off course.
Bruh. And like And back to the environmental piece, man, because like if you think about it, if you try like in the environment that like something like the environment that we in, if you even attempt to go outside the ordinary, bro, you getting singled out. Like the moment that you say you doing something other than 9 to 5 work, folks are talking shit. Folks pulling you backwards. They like, yo, you like folks trying to give you advice, and then their advice don't make no sense. Their advice don't have any value into the growth of what you said you wanted to do. Like, bruh, it ain't people out here like talking to like I so for those of you who ain't from the environment, I don't know, you might be from, entrepreneur society where people don't look at direct sales like it's a sin. I don't know, like whatever the case is, people who talk to strangers for a living and don't mind doing that. I heard Grant Cardone said that he encourages his daughters to talk to strangers on a daily basis because strangers got their money. So I was like, wow, that's a deep way to talk to an 8-year-old, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, like folks from the certain environments, bro, when you tell them that you are about to make something happen or do a certain thing, they like a Woody doll. You pull a string so many times, eventually you're gonna hear a repeated phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these repeated phrases locked in. So whenever you tell them your goals, or whenever anybody tells them their goals, they repeat those same phrases. It's the you can't make it doing this, or even if the phrase ain't exactly the same, they have like each phrase has a certain meaning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the you can't do that, or the you would never get rich doing that, or the it's hard doing that, or the I had a such and such who did that and they didn't make it. Blase, blase, splee. Like it's always the same phrases on repeat, no matter who they talk to, and like nobody has that drive to move in a different direction because they all see the same thing. Their goal is only getting off that day, or their goal is only the end of the week.
All right, so yeah, what is that with direct sales? Cause I way back when, but before I started working, at the job I do now, I had this one friend. She had tried to put me on with something selling insurance. She's like, it's real good money. They do training, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Told my moms what I was applying for. Sitting in my little laptop, looking at the application process, doing the little application process.
Give us the phrases, Mark. Give us the phrases. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. Let's get them. Let's get it.
I wish those were the phrases, but nope.
Oh, they get worse coming from a parent.
Told her what I was doing. She was like, "You can't do that. You gotta talk to people to get the sales." I was like, "Yeah, they said they'll do the training. Usually it's just like a little prompt and whatnot." Nah. Totally got shot down. She was like, "You need to find something else, something secure," and I was just like,
I'm telling you, they all the same phrases, Mark. They have the same purpose. I'm telling you, whether it's your friends, your coworkers, or your parents, bro, they all have the same purpose.
I'm like, and it's always sales. Something dealing with sales. Like the black community see it as like taboo,
It's saying.
which is crazy.
It's saying.
Cause I remember that's almost similar situation. My little brother, he had one of his homeboys or whatever in college, put him on to some type of company that was selling kitchen knives, like whole fancy set kitchen knives.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, people, dealing with court, people do like, the whole keep the whole kitchen silverware, pots and whatever uniform. Like people like the rainbow non-stick little.
Yeah. Makes
That should
sense.
be something. Yeah,
Makes sense.
It's a common household item that people want, need.
Yeah,
Stuff go. Person that throw it down in the kitchen, they want a sharp, professional knife.
I need to know.
Seems reasonable. Right. Seems reasonable. Mom said what he's doing, shuts it down. Almost the same speech. I'm just like, he ain't even give the man's like a chance. Like at least let him see where it goes or whatnot, you know?
He give you a chance.
I'm just like, what are we doing? We supposed to be uplifting
Bruh,
and
hold up.
and
And no disrespect to your mom, dog. Like my mom was the same way. Like I ain't even about to be act like that. But like I got the same speeches. However, there was a certain thing that happened in my mom's life that made her stop with that conversation. Was like, oh shit, this boy might be on to something. Like yeah. So like my mom was like, she used to be real big into like the what you call it, the TV shows of the celebrities and hold on, I'm trying to think of the category of TV, reality, or what is it? Help me out here, Mark. With when they show the lives of the rich folks and they day-to-day life.
like
What you call those TV shows?
oh
No.
yeah, reality TV.
Reality TV? Yeah, okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was a different name. But she was a big fan of reality TV shows, and back in the day when I don't know if you remember my boy Will from Day 26, and he was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. You remember Day 26, right?
Mm-mm. What was that
From
about?
making the last season of Making the Band. But anyway, them boys broke up, and the dude Will from Day 26 was on Making the Band, and my mom had a huge crush on Will. I mean, a huge crush, and I was in this direct sales company called Total Life Changes. Total Life Changes is still out now. It's like literally the one company that bought me from a nobody to helping me understand that I could do something great in direct sales, and that's why I created my own product in the first place. But I started making sales in this company, started doing living room presentations or whatever, made a few $1,000s, and had I could never recruit a team though. That was one of the biggest things. It's like it was one of the multi-level marketing companies that you had to, where you can sell stuff and create clientele or whatever, but where the real money come in at is when you have a downstream of people doing selling stuff underneath you, right? I'm pretty sure you've heard of that structure before, right? Yeah. So I could never create a team, which is the reason why I stopped doing it in the first place. I was making living room sales. I remember doing presentations for like 50 some people, making like $2,000 in one night or whatever. But doing that, because I had the library in Petersburg, so I had the big conference room in there packed out a few times, and that's how that happened. But I ended up getting invited by one of my upline members to a conference that she was putting together down in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And we went to that joint, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna frame this in a light where I'm gonna take the whole family with me on a trip to Atlanta, and I'm gonna expose them to a different lifestyle. So we packed up everybody. I'm talking about my ex's family, her daughter, my mom, everybody. We all packed into a truck, and we drove down there. And they thought it was just gonna be a regular day. And we got out in the hotel that we were staying at, whatever. And I took them to the event, bro, and they started seeing those people. They started hearing about the money and everything that was being talked about, and like I could see old girl's eyes light the fuck up. And then on top of that, when she was sitting in the room listening to people people half her age talking about the money that they were making, she saw that my upline had invited her friend from Atlanta to the party, and it was the dude that she had been watching on TV the entire time that she had a crush on. So it was something about that day that made her believe, like, okay, this dude, this boy on to something. I might need to stop.
Okay.
I might need to stop shutting him down every time he bring up something to me. He obviously know what he doing, so I'm gonna just trust him.
That's wild. But like, all right.
That was a long-winded story.
But nah, so to get to that point, right? We say we could have got there quicker. We could have it could have been a more joyous occasion.
Mhm.
Instead of you trying to prove a point, it could have been like, oh, we're celebrating our accomplishments, or the support I had to get here.
Mhm.
But like you had to kind of cast aside all that resistance, that backlash, that pushback that you got from the people around you, that you started doing all that, right? Uh
I'm about to tell you the big difference as soon as you're done. Go ahead.
all it takes is support. Like why you ain't get that from the beginning? Like you had to basically put yourself in a you had to do it on your own. Basically, you had to put your head down, do the work by yourself without any, had to block out everything around you and just do it.
Mhm.
Instead of, hey, this is what I'm doing. If I could get any type of support, any type of donations, whatever, I ain't looking for much. I know where we come from, but just help me out when I need it. If it's like, all right, I'm working, maybe I need a little bit of quiet around here. Maybe I just need a word of advice, just like good luck, or just something, that would lift my spirits to help me keep going. We don't get none of that.
Blow your mind. I'm about to
We
blow
don't
your
get
mind real quick.
none of that.
I'm about
Go
to blow your
ahead.
mind real quick.
Go ahead.
So here's what makes and I feel like this is what makes me different from a lot of people. When I start something,
Mm-hmm.
chances are about a 99 percentile, I don't give a damn what you think. And that's the reality of it. I ain't talking about you in particular, but when I start something, it's a reason I don't tell people, because I know how broke people are. I know how poor people are. Why would I tell you something and I know you're going to shoot it down? You ain't got no knowledge on this. You ain't got no dog in this fight. I don't need to tell you nothing. You don't have the right to know what I'm doing, because anytime I bring it up to you, you just gonna stop me from doing it, and that ain't beneficial to nobody. Who I tell you I work for?
Right.
You remember?
Mm-mm.
I work for a pregnant woman named Melissa and the baby that she's carrying. I don't work for nobody else. And the beautiful thing about my relationship, right? And I'm starting to understand now. And I had a conversation with a few individuals recently, man, and I was like, yo, I can't see how y'all doing that, bro. That don't make no sense to me. But they don't get, like, obviously you can't keep anything from your spouse, but like they were talking about them trying something and they spouse went off on them, and I'm like, yo, that ain't no way, bro. Like, there's no fucking way I'll be putting myself through that every single day, trying to make something happen for myself and wanting to follow my passion. And you telling me that you about to get pissed every time I do something? Nah, I ain't for that. The one thing I love about my relationship is that even like I can tell Alyssa that I want to do something, and she like, go for it, try it out. What's the worst that can happen? I ain't gotta have that fight with nobody. So I ain't gotta tell my mom what I'm doing. Like I can talk to my mom every single day. I ain't even gotta talk about it. Like I don't even need to bring it up in conversation. Oh, how your day been? It's been busy. Oh, what you been up to? Just working. We ain't even gotta talk about it. I don't even need to get into what I'm trying to do, because if I get into what I'm trying to do, you got a whole bunch of opinions that don't mean nothing. You got a whole bunch of opinions of somebody that you seen on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who said that he do XYZ for a living, and you heard something about his job. Well, I don't care about none of that. Like the only thing that matters to me is me. Like real talk. Like how I feel about my own situation. Like I don't give a damn what you think. Like I don't care how you feel about the opportunity that I'm trying to chase. Like it has absolutely no basis in reality which you feel about what I'm trying to do. Because the chances are is that the universe, God, whoever the I don't know who you bow down to, who you pray to, like the chances are that they gave you the vision and they didn't give the other people the vision. So it really don't matter what they think anyway. And I like, there's, oh man, there's so many instances where I'm thinking like, yo, how many times has a parent killed something that society needed? Like, I'm just sitting here thinking about that. Like, what is the amount of times that society could have had something, but the parent of the creator destroyed it before it even came out of the basement? Like I think about stuff like that. What could the world be like today if a parent didn't ask too many damn questions or discourage somebody from doing something? Bruh, anybody who's listening to the sound of my voice right now, keep your shit to yourself until you succeed at it. Like I ain't telling you to keep it a secret, but goddamn, like if you know for a fact that you got family members that don't necessarily do support right off bat, like why are you even talking about it in the first place? Get off that shit. Like you don't need their validation to do something. You don't need their permission to succeed at anything. Only thing you need to do is show that it can be done. The reason I told that story about my mom is because I showed her what could be done prior to actually telling her about it, before I showed her what I was doing. And Mark, I'm talking, I was struggling, bro. I was literally struggling, dog. I was like driving up to Maryland, meeting up with my team, and coming back home at like 2 o'clock in the morning, getting back up the very next morning at 4 o'clock, going to work, bro. I was leaving home in like sweatpants and hoodies, and coming back home in suits. I had the suit hanging up in the back of the car. Like I was getting changed in the back seat, bro. I was doing the Superman everywhere I was going. I was struggling, and she was asking like, "What's going on? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm working." That's all you need to know. I'm working, but I didn't go explain to her what was going on because she wouldn't understand what I was trying to tell her. There's no way for me to help you understand. The best way for humans to learn is to be shown something. And in writing, they had this thing: show people, not tell. So be conscious of how you write something. Show them the result of a situation. Don't tell them what happened. Let their imagination speak for itself. Let them come up with the in between stuff. They can read between the lines on their own, but you just show them the way, not tell them the way. And that's what you got to do with people. You have to show them the way. You have to show them your ascension. You can't talk about your ascension. Your ascension can't be talked about. Like that's not how this works. We're not about to talk about being successful here and be successful. We're gonna have to show them our success.
I feel that. I feel that. So, what stops people from what you did in that instance? What stops people from just doing it? Like, all right, we understand the fact that the environment, my parents, all these outside forces, they're not gonna give me the support I need. So I need to just shut up and do.
Bruh, you read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck just like I did. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you know the answer to that already. But but like for real, like some of y'all can't get off of your parents' opinions, bro. Like your parents' opinions mean way too much to you. Like that's the problem right there. Like your family's opinions mean way too much to you. You like oh girl, and I wish I could talk to that girl now. Like the little Nigerian girl who used to work with us, bro. She was upset because her mom was telling her that she couldn't have a job because she needed to go to school. And then like when I asked her, I was like, "Yo, why you care so much about your mom's opinion?" She was like, "I'm Nigerian. I don't get that. I don't get an option. I'm a Nigerian woman. I don't get an option." And then she ended up taking control of her own life because she was like, "Yo, I don't give a damn what you think, mom. I'm gonna do this." And I wish I could talk to her now to see what the outcome of that was, but like eventually she just ignored her mom and was just like, I need to do what's best for me. Like I get what you saying. I get your experience, but you not living life through my eyes right now and through my experience. Like I had to live my own life, and that's where it boils down to. I had to live my own life. Like there's nothing you can do to help me move forward because you ain't about to live this for me. You ain't about to come lift a finger on nothing that I'm doing. You ain't about to. The only thing you doing is giving opinions, and your opinion just and your opinion just like an asshole. Everybody got one.
That's crazy. Like, first of all, like, kudos to her because like that might not even just be a parent thing. That's a
It's a
culture
cultural
thing
thing.
that
Yeah.
she took the reins of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's interesting, right? Because a big part of the movie also is uh the adversity the main character gets is basically like people stuck in their ways trying to tell him, all right, this is what is gonna happen. This is what you need to do. This is you can't do otherwise. You have to do XYZ because it's just the way. But like the movie does a real good job of telling the people like, yo, it's modern day times right now. It's literally modern day times right now as we're making this episode. Like we're doing this from the comfort of well, my bedroom, your office room.
Yeah.
Like people can make thousands, hundreds of dollars just playing video games, just typing sentences, typing prompts on a computer
Right.
nowadays. Like
Right.
the money and possibilities is out there. You just got to put a passion behind it, a fire behind it
Right.
to get this wealth that people are searching for to get out of poverty. All it takes is a little heart. Like there's little kids out here making millions just because they got that heart in them. Like they haven't had the chance for life to kind of like snuff out their flame. Like they still got it, and
Mm.
they out here just living their best life. Whole YouTube channel, kid just playing with toys.
Yep.
Whole YouTube channel of I think it's a father and son just building Legos, buying Lego boxes and building them, making whole giant structures of
Mm-hmm.
Legos. Like and you complaining about your 9 to 5, you gotta get up at 4 a.m. to go to a job you don't like. You're too tired to go to work, but you get up and go to work anyway. You get off work too tired to invest or put time into yourself, and you do that until you can retire. But there's a little kid out here making what you make in a year, he made in a month, doing what he loves. That don't make y'all mad. That don't make y'all wanna
Infuriated. Infuriated. I'm talking straight pissed. I'm steaming in the ears right now thinking about that stuff, man.
out here living their best life because they ain't had the chance for life to snuff out that flame, they passion. And building Legos might not even be their passion. It's just something they just wanted to do. They just something they do to have fun. Having fun.
Lego definitely ain't the dad's passion. I promise you that. That man was like, "Yo, I gotta get to work." But at the
Facts.
same time, though, like the dad did probably like he probably did like show my man that you had to follow your passion. He just let him do
Let him go.
what he was doing, and he made a business out of it, which is a smart decision as a parent, bro. Like whatever your kid is doing, and like for whatever reason, like from the community that we in, we like to snuff our kids' passions out early because it irritates us most of the time.
If it ain't sports, if it ain't what we like to do, if it ain't like a trade or something, if it's outside of those means, nah, we ain't doing that.
Like
We ain't doing
the
that.
kid get to doing some, parents like stop that, don't do that. Like they banging on pots and pans. Instead of buying the kid a drum set, they whoop the kid because the kid banging on their good pots and pans.
Mhm.
Like the kid yelling and singing the lyrics to songs all wrong and loud, and they tell the kid to shut up because they bothering them while they trying to watch TV instead of getting them singing lessons. Like it's stuff like that, brother, that we do in this environment. It's not. I don't even think it's. It might be an environmental thing. I think it's more like a neglect thing because we so stuck on what we don't have in life that we live a certain way and we trying to soak up whatever little bit of joy out of our lives that we can get as parents and average 9 to 5 everyday people. The only thing that we doing is just trying to soak up every opportunity outside of what we do on a day to day, and that usually causes us to disown our kids by accident. Like we unintentionally neglect our children because we're so stuck in the mundane, in the rat trap that we gotta find enjoyment out of any moment. And the kids right there, they like, look, I don't know nothing about that. I just want to play with my parents. And the parents just looking at them like, I got stuff to do. Go sit your ass down in the corner somewhere, which is what I heard a lot growing up.
I feel that. And it is we ain't out here bashing parents, but like kids really enjoy those little moments. Like I can remember a time now where we would get like these like little kid boxes of puzzles, right? And it was so fun to just sit down with the parents and do that, you know. And then I can just remember a time where that all kind of stopped, and they just got too busy to do things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a child feel a certain way, like they do that for so long, and then like you just kind of stop with no real explanation. Like I'm pretty sure you don't sit down with the child and explain yourself or explain the situations that y'all are in, and all the parents see is, I mean, all the child sees is like, yo, this fun thing that I was doing, this thing that I took so much enjoyment into, has stopped just suddenly, just
Mm.
abruptly, just
A-
stopped.
Ain't that deep though? Like think about it. Think about what I just said, right? About telling your parents what you doing and like how you trying to succeed.
Mhm.
People got the whole roll backwards, bro. You should be like neglecting telling your parents about what you're doing and telling your child what you're doing and helping your child understand what you're working on so that they can see your passion, so that they can know that chasing their passion in life is a good thing and not a bad thing, as society will show them at some point. But instead, people got the roles backwards. They explaining to their parents what they're trying to do, getting shot down by their parents, and not explaining to their kids what they're trying to do.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And oh, okay, because that's big right there. Because the parents' explanation for like situations like those is like, oh, I'm trying to protect my child. I'm trying to, shelter my child from the hardships or something that I'm going through. But like you've never sat down and had that type of conversation. Yeah, it might help your child. It might light a fire in your child to be like, all right, as a whole, as a unit, as a family, we are in this situation. We are in this predicament. What can I do to contribute or to help my family or myself out of this predicament or situation?
Mm.
But no, we just kind of leave our children to ignorant bliss,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of like throw jabs at them subtly, like child's playing in the other room, but yet you stressing in the other room trying to work at something, and then just
Yep.
because
Yep.
not even there's no reasons behind it, but just because
Yep.
some disturbance is in there, you just go slam off on your child. Child don't know what he did wrong. She just in the other room playing, like I said, just having fun, enjoying herself, and all of a sudden it has to stop abruptly because you out here stressing. You ain't had not one conversation with your child explaining the situations that's going on, and you just expect them to roll with it. Just
Yeah, you talking about something personal now. We ain't gotta go there. But yeah, that's real life though.
Fact.
That is real life right there. People are really out here doing that, man. That's real life.
But to kind of get back on track, we are all out here running our own personal races to a destination, and it's like we're getting tripped up by people that are in the crowd watching. Like they telling us to go the other way, to stop the race early because you know they ain't seen nobody run this long or run this journey or whatever, and we listen, we fall short instead of just doing it. Like it's nothing to just do it, but yet we start it, we we stop it, and then we have this big hole of regret in our spirit, and it eats away at you. Like it's a lot of what ifs. It's a lot of, oh, I didn't do it, but this person next to me ended up doing it, and now I'm sitting here looking like Boo Boo the Fool because I listened to a parent, coworker, a close friend instead of following my dream. And it's crazy because of the sales thing we mentioned, right? Because we got like 2 generations of Kirby vacuum cleaners. Kirby, I haven't seen a Kirby vacuum cleaner in stores. That's
I ain't
from
never heard that.
Kirby vacuum cleaner is this big vacuum cleaner with many different attachments. It's a vacuum cleaner slash carpet cleaner slash whatever you need it to be basically. We got it from a salesperson. They came to the house twice. Not in
Mm-hmm.
it was a big time gap between them.
Mm-hmm.
2 variations of Kirby vacuum cleaner that we got from a salesperson. We also got some. I remember somebody came to the door selling like cuts of meat, like steaks, different type of steaks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Swan.
So, yeah, and like,
Yeah, that's the meat company, Swan. Yeah.
oh, okay. And we bought them. Like, and I'm like, we couldn't do that. Like, we seen.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, they different.
One time, it was a brother. It was a brother that came to the door. I was like, if anything else, that was my selling point. I'm like, all right,
Man,
this might be a good product. Brother selling it, I don't know,
I told you I did it. I when I started, it was in a company that was selling ADT.
Okay.
It was a third party company that was selling ADT security systems, and we were going around door to door, and we were we were like trying to get like cold clients or whatever, and get them to install ADT systems and into their homes, and we took the commissions for it.
Okay. But like, just seeing something like that, we still don't believe that we have the drive, the passion, the motivation to do that. Like, and it's crazy because uh the situation with my friend that got into sales or whatever, like that was, I believe, right after college. Like I didn't prove myself then that I was staying up late, you know, working full time and going to school time. Like I didn't prove my drive and motivation then. So I'm like, what what are we doing here? Like,
You still a child. You don't know. You don't know nothing. You still my child. You don't know nothing, Marcus.
yeah, that crazy. But
I'm
yeah.
glad you do, because I don't.
It's insane what we go through as a community, as different environments of poverty. Uh, how we got this crab in a bucket mentality. Like anything dealing with growth or anything that seems bigger than what we know, it gets snuffed out instantly, and we got to change that. Like if it's something big, why not come together as a unit and try to succeed instead of, leaving this one person out to dry? Like let's do better coming together, building a team, actually putting the word family to good use. Like a family name means something. Like let it be the legacy. Let us have more legacy names out here. Like it's usually after a family dies out, that's it. Like that's the last that we hear of such and such. After the passing, after we had the funeral, we probably never talk about that person ever again, or we never say that family name ever again. Like it's ridiculous. That's how.
All right. So, in light of what Marcus just said, right, I want y'all to understand this. And this is a passage that I read, and I heard about it a few times before, um, outside of me just reading it. But it spoke to me in a way that I don't know. I'm gonna read it, and I hope y'all get the same feeling in your bones that I got when I read it for the first time. So it's called "The Man in the Arena." It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doers of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcomings, but who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. So that is so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And that passage was written by Theodore Roosevelt during his time in office, and it's called "The Man in the Arena." Now, the first thing that I felt when I heard that for the first time was anybody opinion of what I do. If they're not doing what I do, their opinions don't matter. If I'm a writer, I have no business going to ask a a person that works in a convenience store about writer stuff. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Like you have absolutely no business giving me advice on writing stuff or publishing books when you work at a convenience store. If you lift boxes for a living, you have no experience in none of this that I'm trying to do. If you barely finish high school, you have no reason to talk about my writing. Like it just doesn't really. Your opinion is not called for. So therefore, I don't seek your opinion because I can't seek counsel from you when I need help from anything. I don't know if anybody heard that. I can't seek counsel from you if you don't have the experience in the realm in which I am trying to succeed in. The only person I can ask is somebody who has succeeded at what I'm doing. And I want y'all to get that too, because everybody hear what they want to hear when these conversations are had. When I have a goal, I go to the person who has succeeded at that goal. Even if you do the same thing, you don't have a right to talk about what I'm trying to do if you haven't succeeded, if you haven't made it to that point that I'm trying to make it to. Because even if you do the same thing, you still haven't fought in the arena that I'm trying to get to. You still haven't been there. You don't have that experience. So I can't come to you for anything based off of just the fact that you do it too. It doesn't work that way. You have to be in the arena. The man in the arena is what we're talking about. The person who is actually doing the fighting. The person who is, and the statement comes from the Roman gladiators. Everybody has critiques on wrestling, football, basketball. We all have critiques from the sidelines of what we would have done had we been in a certain situation. But you can't see through that man's eyes. You don't know what his pocket looked like. You don't know what his field of vision looked like from the ground. Like, we all have critiques coming from the stands and the sidelines, but nobody wants to get in the fight. If you're not in the fight, if you're not fighting the same fight, then we don't need to be talking about anything. I don't need to be going to talk to people who been writing the same book for 3 years trying to get advice about writing or publishing. It doesn't make sense, folks. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It don't make sense. Marcus said something at the beginning of the episode I want to get back to right now, because I think this might actually be the reason why some of you guys, y'all seek so much validation and permission as it pertains to following your goals. You do it because you got a low self-esteem. You do it because you don't have no faith in yourself. So you want somebody else to believe in you first. So if you get somebody else to believe in you first, then it might help you believe in you second. But nobody is going to believe in you until you believe in yourself first. So you got to gain that confidence. You got to get that you had to shift your mindset to believing in what you're able to do first, so that you can get people to believe in you. Because especially like some of y'all out there with spouses, your spouse just destroying everything that you do, it's probably because you ain't got no faith in you as a man or a person. Probably is. Well, Marcus said something earlier, and he said that, and I can't even remember exactly what you said, but you said something about people's destiny being written somewhere. I don't. Why don't we write our own destiny, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if anybody. Why don't we write our own story? And I don't know if anybody remember this, but the whole slogan of the Ascension brand is that our destiny is written in the stars, not on the ground. And when I came up with that statement, it wasn't something cute to come up with. Like it didn't have a meaning. It just sounded cool or whatever. Like, that came up because at one point I didn't believe in myself. I wrote that because at one point I didn't believe in the things that I was doing. But no matter how many times I got knocked down, I always kept my head up. No matter how many times life struck me down, no matter how many times I had conversations with my ex-wife who told me that I won't shit and I won't go be able to do it. No matter how many times I heard my mom say that I won't shit, no matter how many times I heard people tell me that I can't do something, I always found a way to keep my head up. So when I say that your destiny is written in the stars, not on the ground, because everybody know how to read and everybody know how to look up. So if you consistently see your story written in the stars, you never have a reason to look down. That way you always believe in yourself. That's our time.
All right. Before we go, we got anything coming up for the people, Mac?
Currently I am in the process of doing that book one thing. It's funny that we had this conversation about parenting in this episode, because I'm writing a thesis now for school about chasing success or finding success while being a parent. And I'm writing the thesis on how you can become successful even as a parent, because there's a lot of people who think that you can't do it. So they don't have kids because of it. So like it is a whole thing. But I am looking to use that thing, my thesis, in the book that's coming up. So that's I ain't got nothing coming up, but it's just a lot of work happening. That's all I got right now.
Was this a topic the school came up with, or something you picked out for the school?
It was based off of a previous assignment that we did. And my professor was like, we got these things called portfolio projects to do at the end of every class, and it was just based off of a topic that came up in our discussion, and I was like, okay, so
snap.
Folks thinking that they can't do that, so let me put a different perspective out here, because like it was kind of fueled by the fact that somebody told me that I got to choose between being a father and being successful, but I can't have both.
Yeah, you definitely gonna like that Spider-Man. That's wow. Okay.
Yeah. I need to choose.
Where does that even come from? Like, people do multiple jobs out here anyway, but yet when it comes to parenting, it's like we get in the mindset your life has to end for your child's life to begin.
Yeah, that's real. People really out here thinking like that. Meanwhile, you hurting your child by not following your dreams.
Facts. They ain't got no close role model to look up to.
Yeah.
You resenting your child because you feel that way. We gotta do better, people. Like start a side hustle. Show your child that you can have a successful side hustle.
Show some fucking backbone.
Something.
Show some fucking backbone.
So like I said, I found a course for the notary jank. Had to put that on hold real quick, but definitely gonna start that up now that everything has cleared. Had a very busy previous week. But yeah, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast. People with the Elephant is always welcome, and it's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. Before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.